Hello YouTube, appreciate you clicking on my video. My name is Gebert. Have a ranch down in South Texas close to Cotulla, Texas. It's about a 1,300 acre low fence free range ranch. This is a video about a hunt I had with my hunter. This is his third time to hunt with me. His name's Joe Hickman. It's about our number 8 buck that I have on my video from October, showing you all the bucks that I have available to shoot. This buck scored 157. He's about 19.5 inch spread. We hunted this buck 7 different times. He went no-show for 12 days and showed back up. I called Joe to let him know the buck was back. He'd been real disappointed because we thought the buck got shot or run over. I called him. Joe came that afternoon and we hunted. This is a video about all 7 hunts. So as most of you know, my videos are stories. I like a story, like a hunting story. So I edit these and include all of our hunts and some interviews. Hope that you will like it. Hope you will subscribe, and hope you'll come hunt with me. To get in touch with me, you can email me at huntgebertranch@gmail.com. There will be a pop-up on this video showing you how to spell that, which Gebert, G-E-B-E-R-T. So huntgebertranch@gmail.com, and hope you'll want to come hunt with us. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the story. Today is November 5th. We've got Joe Hickman back with us, visiting to hunt again, his 3rd year this year. Some of you have been watching our videos. The first year Joe hunted 3 seasons ago, we were hunting a 158 that's sitting right there on that got hit by a car. And we hunted him 3 days, and then 3 days later I came out and he had just got run over. So Joe got a real nice buck last year, scored 135. Yep. And he's back this year. We're hunting our number 8 buck that's on my other video, and possibly number 5. He's gonna look at number 8 this evening if he comes out. But Joe, welcome back.
Appreciate it, yeah, glad to be back. It's a great place to come. Low fence, fair chase, safe, easy to get to, great host, and I'm looking forward to it.
So sorry about the diesel. We're 3 o'clock and we're gonna 3:30. We're gonna get in the blind about 4 o'clock, and Joe's getting his stuff together, getting out, and we got 1.5 inches of rain last night, so it's a little muddy. As you can see, we got a little mud on the truck driving through, but we were able to get around. So this 10-pointer, nice wide 10-pointer, we're gonna look at him this evening and see if Joe decides he wants to shoot him.
Yeah, we're gonna take a good look at him, that's for sure.
Joe's our regular, and he's our first hunter this year, and imagine we'll be taking buck number 8 or number 5 in the next couple days. So,
I sure hope so. One of those two.
We'll get some video started. We're heading towards the blind. Thank you all for joining us, and welcome back, Joe.
Thank you very much.
So, kind of rifle you shooting today?
300 Winchester Magnum, Browning, A-bolt, X-bolt.
Is that the rifle you used last year when you shot the 135 10-pointer?
Exactly, same rifle.
All right.
Wife bought it for me.
When's the last time you shot it?
The deer we shot last year.
You haven't shot it at the range or anything?
I have not shot it in a range.
Uh-oh. We were going to shoot today, and we kind of got short on time. It's almost 4 o'clock, and our feeder goes off at 5. But we're at what we call Retama. The Retama. It's full of Retama, little low area. And right down, you can see all that Retama in there. Our blind is there, but we'll get video of us walking in there. But there's a little Paisano road runner there in the road. Anyway, we got the wind coming towards us, so our talking isn't going to disturb anything. Let's have a good hunt. Looking forward to it. So you, based on our conversation earlier, Joe's about 90%. He's probably going to shoot this buck.
Especially since we didn't see the number 5 at last night or this morning, which
yeah, our weather changed yesterday, so our north wind happened. It rained 1.5 inches, and so when we looked at the card, the number 5 and number 2 buck that always hanging out together didn't come in this morning or yesterday afternoon. But I sat at a blind yesterday afternoon and no deer came to it. It was 96 degrees at 6 o'clock yesterday, so they're shut down waiting for the sweater to come through, and pretty sure we're going to see some deer this today. And when we check that card, we're going to see that number 5 and number 2 buck back at that location. It's just too early in the year.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere right now. This buck we're hunting is pretty patterned here, so I expect he'll come out somewhere right around 5 o'clock. All right, this is our Retama blind. Feeders right out there, about 70 yards. It's our closest one that we have. You can see there's Retama thicket. Nowhere else. There's one other place that has some thick Retama. All right, let's wait for our buck. All right, Joe's getting situated, so he'll be ready if that buck comes out.
Let me go ahead and test it on that camera there.
All right,
When I was young by myself, like at a deer lease, which I've done a long time, I used to get this thing like about 3:15, just because I had nothing else to do.
Oh yeah, if the weather's good. All right, this is our first going here. What time is it, Joe?
4:24.
So they're about 35 minutes early, but the wind blows that feeder and some corn falls, so they're gonna try to get there before the dominant buck comes and get a little snack. It's hard to focus on him, but he'll be coming in here in a minute. He's about 200 yards away.
those other bucks watching us. Watch it. It's spooky.
Alright, it's Wednesday morning. We're gonna go look at this 9-pointer, which is our number 5 buck on our main video, and then make a decision and maybe hunt the number 8 buck this afternoon. It's a nice morning, about 50 degrees, 53 degrees. It's real comfortable. It's about 6:45 or so, 6:40 in the morning. We're gonna go get in our blue blind, is what we call it, down there. All right, let's head that way.
Alrighty.
We're settled in this blind. It's kind of cramped. Joe's getting comfortable. This is where we're hunting. We got a little water under our feeder. But
This one's a lot farther away.
it'll spread out. It's our 9-point that just showed up.
What is this
Righty?
All right, well, we've had 2 hunts yesterday evening. Today is Wednesday afternoon, and we saw both target bucks. We saw our number 8 buck last night, and we saw our number 5 buck this morning. Number 8 buck is a nice wide 10-pointer that's going to score over 150, and then the 9-pointer is right, maybe 140, maybe a little less. So Joe's been trying to decide how much money he wants to spend.
Exactly. And taking very close-up pictures of both bucks. And I think I've decided we're going to go back to the number 8 tonight. He didn't stay around long last night because I think we might have spooked him. But if he comes out tonight, we're not going to give him a chance. We're going to go ahead and just take him tonight within 5 minutes after he comes out.
Right.
When he gives us a good ethical shot.
All right, so what's the biggest buck you've ever shot?
The biggest low fence buck I've ever shot was around a 150 in Mexico, but after that it drops back down to a 144, and then after that it drops down in the 130s.
So this number 8 buck could be the biggest buck you've ever shot low fence.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
And you got a pretty fair price on him, you think?
Oh, I think it's a very fair price compared to other hunts I've been on and the deer I've shot. And it's nice dealing with a ranch owner versus an outfit with a guide and all the things that go along with that.
Well, we've enjoyed having you here. We're looking forward to this evening's hunt. Our wind is not in our favor tonight, so we're gonna swell a little bit in our blind waiting on this buck because the wind's kind of coming out of the southeast, and it was supposed to come out of the east. And that southeast is gonna push our scent just a little to the west of this feeder that we're hunting, but we'll close that front window. We're gonna kind of hide our silhouettes a little bit, and the problem is this blind is a little closer to the feeder than any of the others, but this buck has never been too skittish. But there's another buck that spotted us last night, and he stayed alert, and this our target buck, we watched him for a long time. We had a chance to shoot him. Joe just kind of wanted to see the other buck too and admire this buck a little more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got some really nice pictures of him looking straight on. Took it back to the room to evaluate it, and he's a really pretty buck, real pretty buck.
Yep. All right, well, we're getting ready to head back out there for this evening's hunt. All right, it's Wednesday afternoon, coming back to where we saw that big wide buck.
Yeah.
Alright, we're back in Retama Blind. We had a little activity at the collection facility today, but that shouldn't affect our hunt. Our wind's coming from the east, a little bit southeast, which blows straight across. So if the deer come in from here, they'll get our scent, but they usually come from back up this road and back in from behind that feeder through there, especially the buck we're hunting. So we're thinking we're in a good spot, and when we get closer to 5 o'clock, we're gonna lift this front window and put our bean bag up and have our rifle out the window. Get ready to shoot this buck. So yesterday afternoon we got spotted. We had a little movement in here and they saw us, and we've tried to break our silhouette, and we've got some cardboard put in these windows, and the one behind me and one over here
also block the sun from shining in on us as much. So we got extra strategy, try to not get detected doing some prep work. We're about 35 minutes till the feeder goes off, and we're in here alert, watching the brush. Alright, we got our first deer sighting. That's the yearling. The doe's coming in from behind her. Here she comes. They alerted yesterday, so let's be real still. Let's get them comfortable.
Almost the exact same time.
Yep.
It's the same two.
Yep. I'm not sure they came back yesterday though. Alright, it's about 6:20 in the morning. We got a little strategy. It's pretty humid out here. The lens is a little foggy. We're gonna hunt that same blind and trip that feeder early and see if we can entice that buck. Number 8 come out, and we can get him scored and get Joe a trophy buck. "6:35 a.m. Thursday, November 7th. We trip this feeder. It usually goes off at 8. We're gonna see if our buck is hanging around close. He's hungry. So now we wait. Here comes one of our little 8-pointers. Young 8-pointer.
The other one too?
No, I haven't seen him. But it hadn't been 5 minutes since we tripped that trigger, so that feeder hopefully yields a little spot. The others are
close as well. Well, the feeder just went off 8 o'clock. We're gonna give it about 20 minutes. See if our buck shows up.
All right, Joe. We had four hunts.
4 hunts.
Saw a lot of deer, and
We saw both deer, but when we decided to take one, it didn't show back up, but that's hunting.
yeah, we had weather changing on us.
Yeah.
It rained the night before Joe got here. We had a real cool weather. We saw our buck the first evening that he ultimately decided he would like to shoot, and he'd been patterned nicely, and then we decided to go look at the 9-point the next morning because our buck usually hadn't been showing up in the mornings. And we looked at the 9-point, and Joe decided he wanted the first buck, the number 8 buck on our feature video. If you go to my channel and look, you can see the 2024 Hunt Gebert Ranch bucks numbered. There'll be some more coming, but anyway, once we decided to hunt this other buck, what did we experience, Joe?
We got out to the stand and everything looked good. Weather was nice. Feeder went off, bucks came around, and the night before the bucket came out at 5:22, and we just gave it all the way to dark, and he just never showed.
Yeah, and he spooked the night before. Kind of strange. There's something going on. He spooked, and then there's activity real close to the feeder that we were hunting in the oil field over here, and that may have affected him a little bit because all the other deer came in later than usual.
Exactly.
Last night.
But and last night we didn't spook them. They stayed there till dark, till we got out of the stand. He just never showed up. He didn't show up this morning. We hunted him again today. I think that maybe he didn't eat last night, come by even for 5 minutes this morning, but he just never came by. But we got in the stand really early today.
Yep. So last time Joe was here, first hunt, he shot his buck. The year before when Joe was here, we were hunting a buck, hunted him 3 days, and he'd been patterned, and he never showed up. But that was right when rut started.
Yep.
And he was a mature buck. He ended up scoring 158, and he got run over on the road 3 days after Joe went back home. So that was disappointing. So now he's had 2 bad luck hunts, which is unusual for here.
Bad luck. I just call them unfortunate, not bad luck. I mean, I had a good time. The hunting was fun. Just I don't know, like just unfortunate.
Right. But anyway, Joe, we're really glad you came, and we're planning to watch this buck. Joe would like another chance at him, so if we get him patterned again and Joe has time, he's gonna come out and try to get this number 8 buck.
I got the time. We just gotta, like I said, make sure he shows up a couple days in a row, watch the weather,
Right.
and I'll be here.
All right. Well, safe travels.
All right. Hey,
Appreciate
thank
you coming. Enjoyed it.
All right.
Always good to see you.
All righty.
All right, Joe.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we're back. Joe came back from Houston. We're gonna hunt this number 8 buck, and he's been showing up, except we had problems with our corn feeder, and the card got full and didn't take pictures since the 16th. So he was there on the night of the 15th.
Now we're back today on the 20th.
Still hunting the same buck.
Same buck.
So we
A little cooler today.
we got a north wind, which is in our favor. Almost 3:30 right now. The feeder doesn't go off till 5, but we're gonna
manually set it off once we get in the blind, and then see if that coaxes them to come in a little early today. So what's your game plan today?
Game plan today is no hesitation. If we see him come out, we're gonna let him come on out and take the first good shot. Not gonna wait around.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our gear together and we're gonna walk up to that blind. It's right up that road right there, hidden behind that brush. So we're getting in a little earlier than normal,
Yep.
but it's a nice north wind at 70 degrees.
Exactly.
Something like that, so it's comfortable.
Last time. Yep.
So, all right.
All right, let's do it.
All right. We've done this before. So we set this blind up to block our silhouette on some cord part. The wind's moving to that direction. And the deer come out all around through here. Feeder, they come out over there. The wind's coming towards us right now. So we got these silhouette blocks right here. Door, little cardboard behind to block our silhouette. Here, got this north wind, so it's real comfortable in this blind right now. But we're only about 60 yards from that feeder, so we want to do all we can to block any of our movement. So we got this cardboard set up to hopefully make it harder for the deer to spot our movement. "6:20 a.m. We're heading towards the blind. We set that feeder off at 6:30, not quite able to see too well. We're in the blind with the glass down. Wind's coming into our face, which is good. Something has to come out and eat. We're so fast. 7:10 a.m. We got good light. It's about 42 degrees outside. $7:15, we got a doe show up. Hopefully she's followed by more. It's 7:34, and we got 5 deer out here under the feeder. There's some twin little yearling bucks and a yearling doe with 2 adult doe. Nice covey of bob whites. Yeah, quail.
That looks good, actually.
No buck again. What the hell are you doing here again?
I broke every speed record coming down here. You said get here, and I'm here.
Why?
Deer was there last night and the night before last.
This fucking buck has been a no-show for over 12 days. We assumed he's dead because of this right here. These sand trucks and transport trucks coming. That's a transport truck, water truck. And there's sand trucks, there's a big frack going on here, and the grass is green on the side of the road, but not in the pasture. And I've been seeing deer on the side of the road. We thought this buck got run over. So I see this buck this morning.
Shot.
Yeah. Sweet. I see the buck on the card this morning, and I send Joe the text with the pictures. He says, I can leave in 20 minutes. All right, so we're getting ready to get in this blind and see if we can get this buck.
Let's do it.
Sand truck. We're getting ready to creep in here. It's a little after 4 p.m. Our feeder goes off at 5. Shows up a little before 5 o'clock when that feeder goes off, since it's cooler. We're ready. About 4:35. Got the glass down so the glare will block our silhouettes. Put some cardboard in our windows to block the silhouettes as well. Just walked out about 4:45 p.m. I think it's his first year of antlers. Bucks look like twins almost. At the base of his right antlers, something's weird looking at the base of it. You can see it really good from this side. Oh, it may have that extra beam. One of these has an extra beam. There's a buck. Where?
interested. The does aren't quite ready. Deer has run off some doe somewhere in the woods. But the little dang thing did it to us again. Showing up every night. No show again.
Alright, today's Tuesday morning the 3rd. It's about 6:20 a.m. We're gonna sit in this blind. Deer been moving like all day. We'll sit here, see if our buck shows up. Let's go.
"6:57 a.m. We have deer at the feeder." Little buck and a little yearling.
Okay, this 8 o'clock is the normal pattern.
At 8 a.m. the feeder just went off. The one that just got there. It's about 8:10 a.m. Feeder went off at 8 a.m. The doe are here, but our buck is still not showing up. A lot of times these mature bucks, just before rut, start moving around about 9 a.m. Checking bedding areas. So we're hoping this buck shows up. I'm gonna sit here another hour or so. We didn't see our buck this morning. It's about 9:25 or so, and we're gonna walk down and see if there's anything still at the feeder here at this blind. It's the closest blind to where we were hunting. Real dark, older looking doe underneath this feeder. We had a no-show this morning again, and then we went and checked cards, and we found our buck was at a different feeder last night. So we're gonna hunt that feeder this evening. And what are you thinking?
I'm thinking hopefully he stays at the same place twice. Okay. I do not want to go check the other feeder and see him there again.
Yeah.
And he's not a morning deer, so this is...
Yeah, he wasn't anywhere this morning at
Nowhere.
any of the nearbys. So we're hoping that he shows up here again. So we're gonna hunt what what we call the creepy stand. My wife named it that because it has the old rusty tin on it. Looks like an old haunted house kind of on legs. You're gonna see it here when we.
You're down there. See that doe?
Yep, the deer are already moving right underneath that blind. You can see it.
Oh, there's the other one. Shit. I think I'm gonna put my head down up here.
It's about 3:45. We're here in the blind. This is our view. There, and the feeder's down there. It's about 3:45, and we already have doe out there. There's another one coming.
That wind is really dying down from this morning.
The turn off to that feeder's right there.
I mean, if you turn broadside down there, I could shoot him there too.
Our target buck is showing up. He's walking towards us. Stop right now. There's a doe in front of him. He's about 200 yards away right now.
I don't see him.
He's behind the brush. There he comes out in the middle. Doesn't dare to see him. You're gonna wait.
I don't want to spook him. You think I can?
Wait. All right. Donnie's looking. Our problem is our seat here. Oh, is he following that doe? He went in the brush.
Safety's still on.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay, safety's off. There he is right here.
Yeah, watching. Did you see him where he went down?
Right?
There he is. Shoot him again. Hold on, he's on the ground. He's on the
I
ground.
can't see him.
He's laying on the ground right in the road.
It's like die, huh?
Just watch him for a second. If he stands up. Do you see him?
Yeah.
Do you see him?
Yeah, barely.
Okay, we'll just watch him. If he stands up, we'll shoot him again.
I don't know where I hit him.
Yeah, he's sick. Yeah, he's sick. He's getting ready to expire.
Maybe not.
We got a buck down. All right. We didn't have to look for this one. He just died in the road for us. That's a nice buck. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, look at that. Perfect hole too.
A lot of anxiety.
Well, this was the 7th hunt for this buck. And it was a fun hunt. Different stand. Everything was different. We saw him actually come out.
Got any relief going on over there?
Yeah, I should look at my my heart rate now, but yeah, he came out, and then we thought we might have lost him. But then the doe came back out, went to the feeder, and Carrie was watching the road, and all of a sudden I said, "There he is, there he is."
Yeah.
And Carrie said, "No, it can't be him. I didn't see him cross the road."
Well, I looked at the feeder to see the doe at the feeder, and he must have came right behind her, like fast, before we could look back, because I think we were both looking at the doe at the feeder. It was the only time he could have crossed, unless he went under us.
Yep, under us or behind us. I saw him.
If he went behind us, he would have smelled us.
I saw him about 20 yards in front of the feeder,
Yeah,
and I knew the body was him.
right.
Man, we got this extra one.
Yep.
Look at this brown town.
Oh, yeah.
Big, thick
Yep.
brown. This is a really nice deer.
That's a great buck. He's gonna make a great mount.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean,
totally.
and you see his 4 isn't as short as it looked once you get to him. That's
Yeah, this
3 inches.
Yep,
3 and a
inches.
half.
This one's if you
Inch and a half.
No, I'd say 1 3/4 at least. Yeah, he's nice. But look at the base. Oh my gosh.
I know. He's thick.
Wait. I can barely touch my hand.
Nice. Congratulations. I was worried when you said there he is and I hadn't seen him cross the road. He was our number 6 buck. Because it's dark and you couldn't tell.
Oh. You're gonna get up inside there, and I'm gonna. Yeah, you just have to get him this high. High. Oh, I can get that high. All right, let me get up there. Yeah, that was a good shot. Oh God, he wants that. One more. He is a heavy one. All right. Oh.
SALLE.
And the ranch is
Gebert, GEBERT. $12,324. Before we leave the field, we're tagged. We're good.
tag legal deer.
Nice buck.
Legal deer down. Yeah, that was a
Joe Hickman's 10-point buck that was a heck of a hunt with
Wow.
an S came down. That's a 19.5-inch spread buck. So what our buck score, Joe? You got
buck scored 156 and 6/8. That is a
That's
good
our
5.
official piece of paper scoring. That's all we could find. I'm in a different truck than usual. I have all my stuff in, so we found this piece of paper and we scored it. So that's all of our calculations. 156 and 6/8, rounded up to 157 and whole numbers. Tell us about your experience.
Experience was excellent, way better than I'd ever thought of. Beautiful ranch, great host, good, clean blinds, safe place to hunt.
So let's start from the beginning.
The very beginning?
I put my video out of all the bucks that are available, and you looked at all of them, and tell me from there what your experience has been.
After looking at all the deer on my computer at the house, big screen, high def, I decided I really wanted the number 5 deer, which was a 9-pointer. Mainly maybe because of the cost, and plus he's a really nice deer. He's still out there. But Kerry had this number 8, and I really wasn't sure of him. So when I came down the first hunt,
What were you not sure about?
the size, I don't know. The size.
The cameras didn't do him justice.
No, the size, and really the pictures on the deer cams are
Right.
not nearly as that quality as some of the pictures I took with my Nikon. And the plan was to sit in the stand where he was showing up, take a look at him, take some good pictures with my good professional camera, and then go to the other stand and look at the number 5 deer, and then decide at that point which deer I wanted. Well, after we saw him the first night, I got some great pictures, and really great pictures. And then we sat in the other stand the next morning. He was there like clockwork. Got some great pictures of him too. We went back to the hotel and decided we're gonna go ahead and take the bigger one. And we hunted the next morning, no show. At that point I decided, that's it. I'm heading back to Houston, had some more stuff to do, especially I think it was close to Friday. And then the deer hadn't showed up for 10 days. Kerry was worried that the deer was run over. I was worried that maybe he got shot somewhere else, low fence, fair chase. The deer shows back up on, Kerry checks the cards Monday. He calls me on the phone.
12 days missing in action.
Yep, he calls me on the phone like at 11:50 a.m. Says the deer's back. Sent me some pictures. I hem-hawed around, and I was packed and in my car in less than 30 minutes. Down here at the gate at 4 o'clock, we sat in that blind, and the deer was a no-show. I said, oh gosh. So we got up the next morning, under that stand again, no-show. Went and checked the cards. The deer had moved to the next closer stand, which is 500-600 yards away, and he was there. So we decided, let's just go ahead and change stands. And I will say one thing, this deer's a 5:30 plus show. He does not come out at 4 or 4:30. He comes out at 5:30 or later.
And we've seen him in the morning all this time twice.
Twice.
On camera, on the cards, on our cards.
And then so we sat in this creepy blind, and it is creepy. It was the first blind was great. The creepy blind is not great, but good enough. And feeder goes off at 5, does around there, and 5:30 comes around, no deer, and then Kerry sees, all of a sudden he says, there's the target buck, and it was off to my right up this Sendero road.
About 220 yards away.
Up a road. And I look at him through my binoculars, and I saw him again. I hadn't seen him since a long time ago, and at 220 yards, he looked beautiful coming down there with that 19 and actually 5/8 inch rack.
What's your excitement, anxiety level right now? While this buck's coming.
It's high. It's high. I mean,
after all this hunting, your buck's coming towards you. Our target buck.
It's about 5:35.
Yeah.
And we know it's dark at 6 o'clock. It's
cloud cover.
It's cloud cover. No moon almost. It's dark at 6. And this is 5:35, and he's way down there. So I the buck follows her. No deer. And of course, my excitement went from here all the way down to my toes. I was very disappointed because this would happen the first time we saw the deer. We made a little noise, and he never came back. And feeder goes off again. Kerry said, "It's going to go off again at 5:40." It went off, and the doe. We saw the doe come out, and we couldn't see her. And all of a sudden, she's ending up at the feeder. And Kerry's watching that road because the deer is on the right side of the road and has to cross over to the feeder. And Kerry never saw it. And I'm looking down there at the feeder area and I see a big body deer. And it's like I said, it's dark. It's like 5:45. And I said, Kerry, there's the deer. Kerry, there's the deer. And he says, wait. He gets his camera all set up. He verifies that is the deer. But it was getting so dark, you really can't see the antlers. I mean, you can see the body really well. And, you know, Kerry knew that when he comes out there, I'm going to let him set up and I'm ready to go. And the deer came out there and he was not.
When he said it's his buck, I got my binoculars and looked real quick and made sure that they matched our target buck. And it took about 3 seconds. And then I got my camera up, and that's why our kill shot wasn't very good, because it was late. It's hard to hold behind him. And I said, I got it. And you'll hear in the video, about 2 seconds later, Joe clicks.
Yeah, he starts running, and he started running down that other road that you can't quite see. And you could tell he was a little bit.
No, he ran towards us. He ran straight towards us
and then
about 30 yards and turned to the right and ran into the brush, and that's where I lost him.
Exactly. He's behind the brush, and then all of a sudden he comes out and he flops down right on that sendero where we saw him before. I shot him right through the heart lungs over here, and it came out at Langle heart.
Yeah, it pierced. It was interesting that it went through this big buck. Little bitty holes on both sides. It didn't blow out the backside, so it was not a hollow point. It just pierced him through, and had little holes on both sides. They both looked like they were entrance holes.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did I tell you in the very beginning what this buck was going to score?
You said 155 or 156. I mean, you said it right on there.
And I thought maybe 153, and then I kept looking at him, compared him to other bucks, and thought, he may not be that big. But then I'd see him in person and say, damn, that's a nice buck. And Joe, I wanted to show him this buck, because this is a true trophy buck, and he shot a 135 last year.
Yeah,
This other buck, the number 5 buck's about that this year, and he'd have exactly like twin bucks. I said, do you really want the same buck? Come look at this buck. So we went and looked at this buck, and it only stayed out like 2 minutes when it came out that day, and the wind was in our favor, but there was another buck that was skittish and kind of spooked it, and that buck came out from under the feeder, and Joe had his camera out taking pictures, but I was thinking, well, he's going to see that buck, he's going to want to shoot it. And if he would have stayed out 5 more minutes, I think he would have shot it that day.
Exactly. I've got one great still picture that maybe we could share.
But ever since he saw it, we went and looked at 5 the next day, and there's no doubt that this was a buck he wanted, and it took him 3 trips and a lot of heartache for both of us, because I thought he was gone, and seeing this buck over the years. Last year he's about the same size as this year. You can see on those videos, I have video of him from last year. But our buck scored what?
This deer?
Yes.
156 and 6/8.
Little over 19 and a half
19
inch.
and 5/8 inch inside spread.
Yep. And are you happy?
24-inch beams.
You pleased with this buck?
I'm totally pleased with
You're going to have a nice mount on this buck?
It's going to be a nice mount.
He's going to be your center point?
He's going to be, I'm going to move some other things around, or maybe even relocate one up in the attic. This deer is going to be the, he's a great deer.
Well, congratulations. Great shot at dusk, right through the back of the shoulder, piercing. This is a true low fence experience.
Yes, it's
this is no guarantees. These bucks are valuable just because they've survived this low fence, because my place is about 1,300 acres, and then there's open all the way around.
And there is a farm to market road that's heavily trafficked with oil field equipment, and they don't slow down for deer.
No, and we had green grass in the right-of-ways of the highway. It's just scary. I lost the number 4 buck run over. I'll show you pictures of him. He got run over. And I thought that's what happened to this buck. But I'm really happy for Joe to get
Yep.
down here and hunt again with us, and had a true experience, even though there's a lot of stress involved. But that just makes this buck even more
Oh, yeah.
valuable. And
Yeah, it's not easy hunting. I mean, we sat 7 times for this deer, seven hunts at 2 different stands. So this is not come out and sit in the stand and pick it off for a trophy. Maybe an 8-pointer, different story, but trophies, you got to hunt them.
well, thank you for coming back. Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
your patience.
And I will be
Appreciate
back.
you. Appreciate you hunting with us. And you know, he may come back this year when he gets home. It's early in the season. He gets itching, and we have some other, you know, bucks that he may want to, you know, shoot something else or bring a family member. So
Exactly.
if any of you out there want to hunt GebertRanch@gmail.com. Let me know.
Excellent.
Safe travels. Congratulations.